I'm about to head off on my first overseas trip for 3 years. It's been a hell of a long wait, so in order to celebrate, I've planned a packed itinerary. Over the next 4 weeks, I'll be taking 10 flights, visiting 6 countries, including the world's smallest. I'll be sailing on the world's largest cruise ship. I'll be restarting my tournament poker hobby. Also got a whole heap of fun day trips planned and excursions, and also shows and restaurants and lots of fun things. So can't wait for this. First stop, heading to one of my favourite places. I'm off to Singapore, and I'll be there in about 8.5 hours. Here's my ride today. Looks like a nice day. Interestingly, I got pulled up in Sydney by a detector dog. Thought, oh, this will be good. And the lady said, well, that's a currency detection dog. How much cash have you got? And I said, oh, I don't know, about 4,000 in mixed currency. She said, why have you got so much cash on you? I said, well, seen the prices of things lately? And she said, oh, okay, fair enough. Welcome to Singapore, well known for having the world's best airport. Where else we have an indoor rainforest. And the centrepiece is of course this incredible waterfall. Well, good morning from Singapore, and as you can see, the weather's a bit ordinary today, but hopefully this rain will clear up and be able to zip around on the train and see all the major sights here. Beautifully warm here though. I'm staying at the Holiday Inn in Clarke Quay, and super impressed so far. Great service, and just had one of the best breakfast buffets I've had for a long time. And here they're actually delivering service instead of making excuses that we see back home. I'm at the Botanic Gardens, and let me give you a few good reasons to visit here. It's beautifully maintained. I mean, there's just walking tracks right through, and everything's incredibly well manicured. It's a really pleasant place to come and walk. It's right at the train station, so there's a train stop called Botanic Gardens, and you're straight in there. And perhaps the best reason, it is absolutely free to visit here. Fantastic idea. This is a cool house for some of the orchids, and it's nice to be out of 99% humidity for a few minutes. Well, there's a lot of orchids here named after VIPs, so most of them I've never heard of. This one's the consort to the Emir of Qatar, the Prime Minister of Mongolia. This pretty one's named after the Prime Minister, dedicated to the Prime Minister of Finland. The one dedicated to me here as well, it's leaf blower. This one's dedicated to Princess Diana, white orchid. Well, I got this one badly wrong. It's an orchid dedicated to Joe and Jill Biden. It should be cactus. is the incredible Marina Bay Sands Hotel Resort, officially the most expensive resort ever built in the world, at a cost of $6.5 billion US. And unsurprisingly, the room rate here is high. It's around $1,000 a night to book a room, out of my budget, but I do have a ticket up to the observation deck, so that'll have to do today. Well, inside the Marina Bay Sands, there's you think like Westfield, huge complex stores everywhere, but they're all high end, so a hell of a lot of money in this city, that's for sure. And this place here, incredible. I think they only sell tea and macaroons. Here's the view of the city centre from the top. Here's the infinity pool on the mezzanine rooftop. You can't go in there unless you're staying in the hotel. But, it's pretty spectacular. Here's the view to the outer areas. Incredibly busy shipping port. There's the Singapore Flyer, the observation wheel, and the Grand Prix circuit, all part of it. So there's the grandstand down there, I suppose. So I've come to Chinatown and there's something advertising for dinner. The first thing I spotted was this poster for duck tongue. My appetite, but have a look at how gelatinous it is. The scary part is somebody made this poster trying to force people to eat it. What the hell that is. Doesn't look as though it should be. Well, I've come to this flash tea cafe, and I've never seen anything like it in my life. They handed me the menu, and there's over 1,000 teas. I've never seen anything like it. I said to the girl, I have no idea. So I do like Earl Grey though, so this is a French Earl Grey, and we'll give that a crack. Kind of feel a bit weird eating these macaroons with a knife and fork. A bit like that Seinfeld episode where George ate the Snickers with a knife and fork. It's just bizarre. Yep, there's the fanciest tea place I've ever been to. Heading over to Sentosa Island today on a cable car that just left the 15th floor of a high-rise building, which is a bit different. It's a resort island that has lots of amusement parks and restaurants and bars and beaches and all sorts of activities there. Haven't been there for about 14 years, so we'll check it out. Sentosa is called the Kitchen Table at Dublin Hotel, coming for lunch. And this is curry and latte. So, pretty good. He's the best waiter in Singapore. What is your name again?
Why me?
May?
Yeah, work at W Hotel.
Yes. Everyone should come here for lunch.
Yes, of course. Our Singapore laksa is more signature thing. Yeah.
Thank you. Been eating it for 20 minutes and still trying to get through it. It's huge as well. But if you do come to Sentosa Island, you've got to come here. This curry laksa is massive. Alright, I'm at Mount Faber, which is the highest point of the cable car line, looking back towards Sentosa. A few comments from my 2 days here in Singapore. If you've never been here before, I can tell you that it's without doubt one of the cleanest cities on earth. It's there's no graffiti, no litter, no antisocial behaviour, very safe place to visit. But it is expensive. You do need to plan your time well, and I can recommend getting around on the MRT train system. It's unbelievable. It's cheap, and I don't think I waited more than 3 minutes for a train the entire time I've been here. It's the best I've seen, and that's about it for now. I've just got one more place I need to visit before I head back to the airport. Here is the famous Raffles Hotel, named by Sir Thomas Raffles, the founder of Singapore. I'd like to go and have a look inside, but unless you're paying a guest, you won't get in. I did look at the room rate or travel rates. The cheapest room was around $1,800 a month in Australia, so if anyone pays that, it's possibly a top on its own. Here it is, the famous Singapore slip. Well, they will let you into the bar, which is called the Long Bar, and very nice. But the staff get sick of listening to that old-time music though. I'm back at Changi Airport. Got a huge night of flying ahead, to say the least. Starting with an 11:30 PM departure, and it's 11 and a half hours. All the way to Istanbul, flying with Turkish Airlines, so that'll be a bit different. Never flown with them before. I'm not visiting Istanbul though, I'm just transferring onto another Turkish Airlines flight. I think it's another 3.5 hours or so to Barcelona. Certainly need a rest once I get there, but I love Barcelona, so really looking forward to revisiting. Well, there's just no way you could come to Istanbul without picking up some delicious Turkish delight, the real thing. Can't wait to give this a crack later. Well, the airport here at Istanbul is brand new and absolutely massive. Just took me well over an hour to get to my next gate, and I was walking most of the time, so it's huge. Welcome to sunny Barcelona. Absolutely drenched getting in here, but it's warm anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Before I forget, anyone considering flying Turkish Airlines, real shock was just the quality of the food service. Absolutely brilliant, of course. The equivalent of Emirates or Singapore Airlines. Really, really impressive. Anyway, at this beautiful old hotel called Hotel Del Mar, standing out in the balcony here, looking out at the centre square there, and across to the port area, and
A fantastic spot, and the hotel won me over straight away. The first thing I noticed when I walked in was they've got a beer machine in the foyer, so sold. And as an added bonus at this hotel, they, as you can see, they don't allow molesters. This place just keeps getting better.
Here's the front of the hotel, really nice old building, great place to stay, great location. See an example of some of the architecture here. It's absolutely terrific. This is just a lovely area here. Beautiful old buildings. So stylish. Come to Barcelona, definitely stay in the Elborn district. It's the best. Well, right in the heart of the old town is this ancient ruins. Quite a surprise to see it here, and it's a big site too. Something you'd expect to see in Rome, not so much in Barcelona. And here's a photograph of the Elborn district, the general area of where we are now, back in 1876. Very impressive. Okay, in the park nearby is a really nice statue and pond area at the Placa di Sonia Scala Zafra. And here's the impressive view from the top. Looking down over the park. Here is Barcelona's version of the Arc de Triomphe. Entrance to the park. Well, the highest point of the city is Tibidabo, and to get up to this point you need to catch a funicular up the mountain, which is quite interesting, and then there's this old church. So when you're at the highest point, you might as well go to the highest point, which is right at the top where the statue is. So let's go up there. There's the view from the top of the statue looking out over the city. Unfortunately it's not the best of days today, it's windy and there's a lot of smoke and haze in the air, but come up here on a clear day and it's one of the best views anywhere in the world.
Yeah, great idea. You get it? Very good.
Napa, Sonoma, Rosvale, or Del Paso wine is going to be. And even they are all concentrated in California, they are going to change by the region, because at the end you have this thing called terroir, who affect to every single product, no? The different climates, the different temperatures, if the land is mineral or is not mineral. So we do have DOCs. You want me to help? You don't have to give me $1. This one from?
We're about to board the Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, officially the world's biggest cruise ship. It takes up to 5,700 passengers, although it should be a little reduced now with the current rules. And this one is a brand new ship. It's only been running since this year. Got a 7-night cruise around the Mediterranean. There's 5 ports. Going to be super busy. And I think for the rest of the day we'll just be trying to find our way around. Well, you can't call this ship impressive. There's no way that a word like that would adequately describe just the scale of this ship. It is mind-blowing. So what an incredibly efficient boarding process too. From arrival at the port to settled on board was no more than 40 minutes. Incredibly efficient process. This is the solarium right at the front of the ship. It's a climate controlled environment with pools and spas and so forth. And you've got a bar and bistro area in behind, and even with that, you know, to go into the bistro there was no queuing, there was heaps of seating. So far it's just amazing. So this is deck 5, it's the Royal Promenade, and right now it pretty much 100% feels like being in a high-end Westfield. You would never know you're on a ship. On deck 6 you've got the boardwalk, and here you've got some rides, and off to the side you've got a sports bar that'll definitely be on the agenda, and off to the other side there's hot dog shops and ice creams and all sorts of fun stuff. On deck 8 is Central Park. It's got shrubs and flowers and trees everywhere. It doesn't even feel, again, anything like being on a ship. You know, your holiday is really started, your cruise holiday is really started when you're in the Well, it's a beautiful city, Barcelona, and we'll be back in a week.